Alrighty, so we're live, and this is another league game here. Johnny Creations. Don't know much about him, but I did make a couple tweaks to the red coats here. That's what I titled this deck. So I took out the subliminals, which I think is, I mean, it's a nice card, but I don't know how much it was winning me games. And I had been under a little bit more early pressure recently than I was accustomed to, so nice starting hand here. The double Eli for the Centrals is great. I'm actually going to put that on HQ, or I'm going to put that over Archives for the Sneak Door. Pretty safe to assume he's running that. He could index me. He could drop an R&D interface. Those would not be fun plays, but following up on what I started this by saying, I added in a Viper, and I also added in a aggressive Secretary. So the Secretary, I started the deck with a Secretary, and most games I don't get use out of it. However, the games I do, I really needed it. And it's nice to have an answer to decks with Magnum Opus and big rigs. Because if I am able to hit them with that, it can ruin their day pretty good. So, I'm going to start looking for some ice. I want to get some ice installed. That's probably not great, but eventually we're going to draw into some ice here. And I don't want to play that hedge fund because I have two agendas in hand right now, so if he wants to click through my Elis, at least his chances are a little bit lower of finding an agenda. So we'll see if he bounces here or decides to get through. My guess he'll probably come through since he's Gabe. Didn't want the 3 credits, I guess. I would have, probably. And he's going to get a free look in R&D. 6 agendas left in the deck out of 39. Looks like maybe something he could trash. Well, the good news is I typically don't need aggressive Secretary against criminals. But I'm really looking for 2 pieces of ice now, one for HQ, one for R&D, because he could click siphon me anytime. So there's a nice little start. I'm going to draw one just so he doesn't automatically assume the toll booth is going up on R&D. In fact, it's not. I'm going to put the bronze there, and then next turn I want to get the toll booth on HQ. I guess I'm going to drop the priority rec for now, make my hand a little bit safer. I have the Jackson out. I now have 4 cards in Archives, so using Jackson is not going to be a waste. So I think it's probably reasonable to stop him here. I have enough money to do it. This might force a Yogg install, which will cost him 5 credits. And that's good. That's really good because should have some time now to find some more ice. Preferably some Biroids over R&D. Limit his efficiency. The Heimdall one will probably end up going there eventually. So he snipes my ABT. Good on him. 1 in 5 chance, but oh well. We'll deal with it. Okay, so definitely need to play against the Siphon here. And let's look for like another Bioroid, cheaper Bioroid we can put over HQ. That's or over R&D. That's pretty good. I think the Victor is a nice play on R&D. So we're pretty well protected now in the centrals for the early game. We should start to see Gabe fizzle out just a little bit here, making his runs expensive and or inefficient. Ultimately, I'm going to want probably like a Caduceus in front of this toll booth just so we can prevent inside job shutdowns. Same here. I'm certain now, especially with his Lee Gong, Mr. Lee on the table, it's just a matter of time until he starts finding some of the pieces that he needs.
Login rejected.
To get into HQ with a sneak door or whatever. So, that being said, just go ahead and there's no need to rush against criminal. If you try to rush remotes and scoring windows against a criminal, that's how you're going to lose. With this deck, you have time to spend to ice up centrals to lock them out. And eventually that's what you're trying to do, because Gabe especially is so central oriented, especially HQ obviously, that if you can limit their accesses there or make it extremely inefficient to get there, and the earlier you do that, you're just really working against Gabe's weakness, which is the mid to late game. And the sooner you can get the game there, the better. I'm not giving him any targets to run on remotes. So he basically has his options now are to try and build his rig or try and get me to res this ice. And it's okay, because eventually here I'm going to be building my ecom pretty strong. And he's just not going to be able to compete. So the Gordian is a nice card. Definitely a better card against this deck than a Yogg. Alright, so I'm going to get this central started here, or remote started here. And he's on 3 credits. So I can get a nice res to hit him for 3 credits if he wants to run it. If he wants to inside job it, he won't be able to afford the trash unless he finds some money here first. But if he does want to trash it, I think I'm fine with that too, because that's going to cost him whatever to get through the toll booth or bypass it, and then actually trashing the Adonis as well. And my guess is if he doesn't trash this Adonis, when I res it, it's going to become a high priority target for him. So should be able to keep centrals safe if I am able to get this res. He's probably not going to want to run centrals with a live Adonis going, but we'll see. He just gave the ... wondering why. Oh, he's thinking. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna definitely res this. So worst case now, it's gonna cost him 2 clicks and a credit to get through the server. He will get the one back from Desperado, but clicks are typically more valuable than credits. So we'll see what he does. He obviously can't pay through everything here. So he'll probably just either let me run the trace or click through it, spend his whole turn getting 1 access in R&D, and then I'm going to be in prime position to get this Adonis rolling. I have the Ash in hand, So as long as we can keep him from scoring in centrals for a couple turns here, I think our position is going to be really strong. Yep. All right. Well, that's definitely a little worrisome, because now I'm going to have to do something to make sure that this is unrunnable. The Heimdall 2 is a little intense. Another Eli would be great. I have one left in the deck. Victor 2 would not be good because he has the blade out. Caduceus would be nice there. Oops, shoot, I meant to res that. Sorry, buddy. So we get a Heimdall. I'm going to make an unorthodox play here. Ah, nice. Love it. Okay. Probably should have drawn first before I played, but anyway. Don't like to put Adonis in an open server if I can help it. But he's pretty poor, and I need him poor. Because now that I'm rich, I'm just... Oh, boy. Okay, so he's playing this right. He's playing for a chance to win. I think he might see the writing on the wall here. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to take his chances when he can, because it's just a matter of time till he's not going to be able to access R&D so easily. Probably this next turn. I'm going to get that Heimdall up on R&D. Not sure which one yet. The 2 would be pretty gruesome for him, but the 1 is obviously a little bit more economical for us. I'm actually going to res this, as weird as that is, because I want to divert his attention. I don't want him getting into my centrals at all here. So let's see what else we can find. For cost's sake, I'm going to put this up there, the Heimdall 2. I'm sorry, the Heimdall 1. That might be a mistake. The Heimdall 2 might be a little bit better there, because it's going to be a real big pain for him to deal with. But if he drops a sneak door or wants to come into hand, I want to be able to be ready for it. And I can pay 8 right now to be at 9 credits. So that leaves me a toll booth res and or maybe an Eli here. Okay, cool. Oh, bank job, nice. So he gets a good payoff card for my gamble. But we'll see if he trashes it. He'll probably come in and trash it now. That would be the right play, yeah. Nonetheless, I mean, yeah, the bank job's a nice play for him. But we're getting to be pretty good with our money leverage here. So this is a good time to drop an Ash in this server. Pretty good money now. I've seen a fair amount of different ice, actually. But I'm not quite sure if I actually want to take a risk of scoring yet. Ideally, I think I want to get one more piece of ice on HQ. again for that inside job. Shut down play. Alright, well, this is interesting. This is going to be a really expensive siphon for him. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a shutdown as his last play here. Yep. Cool. So, he beat me to the punch a little bit on getting that extra piece of ice out there. Eve campaign would be really nice here. We get another ash. I don't see Wotan helping us out too much anytime soon. Let's get one more card. Alright, well, now we are gonna the restructure is such a nice card. I mean, look, one play, his siphon didn't even take me below being able to play a restructure. I'm still beating him in econ. One run through any server, and I'm going to be in a very dominating position. Probably should have trashed Mr. Lee. That was a mistake. But at this point now, I can start extending that remote server and hopefully start creating some scoring windows here. But I think Johnny Creations has played this pretty well. I think he's playing it pretty strong. He's been very aggressive. He's put himself in a reasonable position economically here in the mid game. The question for him is he going to be able to get into HQ to find an agenda before I can start pushing him out? And I'm okay if he wants to start making some runs in R&D. I mean, obviously I have a fair amount of protection there, so it's going to cost him. He is on match point, but I have 3 out of 25 agendas left in the deck. Let's see if he gets a Fem here. He gets a Corroder. Cool. Man. Wow, look at these agendas. Eve campaign, love it. Alright, I'm going to try and deuce a run here on the remote here. I put the ash on the ash. Obviously I could only res one of them because it's a unique card. But I'm hoping he thinks I'm trying to create a window for scoring here, so give me a chance to tax the crap out of them. And if he breaks it, that's awesome.
Login rejected.
He doesn't. Okay. So he kind of sees the bluff. But well, this is why we put Big Ice up. He has no way of dealing with that. He cannot get through that and the Eli now. So he's going to have to click through something here. Probably save the brain damage.
Login rejected.
All right. Oh my gosh, look at all these agendas. Man, I feel like every time I record a game, all of my agendas come out. 7 out of 8 of them right now. Unreal. So it'd be nice to probably get a Jackson. There's a corroder. Boy, 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 boy. Oh man. Yeah, this is a little worrisome. We'll see how aggressive he wants to get. He's got to know I have agendas in HQ. Unfortunately, this is tough without a Jackson here. Really don't know what to do. I want to make use of this toll booth, but unfortunately right now we're kind of at the mercy of I'm good on crits. +1, then I -2. Sometimes the logs don't show when I do it. Minus the credits. I don't know why, but the math checks. Oh, good game. Good game. So, I don't know. If you guys watched this game and saw some mistakes that I made where I could have won, please let me know. But 1, 2, 3, 4. If I see 7 out of my 8 agendas, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, he played it well. He played it well. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He did what he had to do to win. Didn't have the best draw here, I would say. I think I made a mistake probably not getting ice in front of HQ fast enough to protect from that shutdown. That was pretty devastating on the toll booth. But again, he played it well. Would have been nice to have a little bit more of a scoring window. Didn't really have one. Those early agendas he sniped on me were pretty tough. But that happens. That's one of the weaknesses of this deck for sure, is if you get sniped. Oh well. You lose sometimes. So we're going to switch it up. That sounds good to me. So, okay, I'm going to play, even though this is a league game and I generally like playing my criminal decks in the league games. But I'm going to try this noise deck. It's pretty strong. It's a little bit subject to the draw, but I don't know too many Anarch decks that aren't. So he's going to take a little break here, I guess. He needs a minute. So I guess we can go through the deck. I apologize if this is annoying anyone that we're not playing and that there's a gap here, but we can at least look at the deck in the meantime. So, surprise, surprise, 3-account Siphon. It breaks my heart that I'm playing it. But that being said, probably the strongest way I know how to play noise right now. So we got the Siphons, Parasites, obviously. Imps are so good. Even if it's just 2 for the mill. 2, I mean, that's awesome. Getting a phone call here. Hello? Hey. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had a phone call there. Anyway, Imp is awesome. Knight is a game changer for Anarch. Gives you a way into remotes early if you need to get in one turn when they don't expect it. You can face check the ice if they have it single guarded. Face check the ice, install the Knight, host the Knight, and run. 1 Crypsis. Try to avoid Crypsis as much as possible, especially in a noise deck. The 5 install cost is pretty steep. But we can get some decent econ going if we can get a few Siphons rolling. Corroder is a must with wraparound nowadays, and so many people playing barriers. You just gotta have it, I think. Data Leak Reversal and the Joshua B combo is super fun, especially when they're poor, because they do not want to trash those resources, but they absolutely have to get the DLR if it's out there, especially in conjunction with both of these. So it really puts them in a really awkward spot. The Hemorrhage is neat if it gets rolling. Looks like we're going to start the game here. So, all right. Not a terrible matchup, I would say, against The World Is Yours here. So, I like the Siphon in hand. I like the Drip in hand. I like the same old thing. All I need now is to find a Knight. I wish that we had started the game with a Knight in hand, because then we could ensure that Siphon, but I'm going to play it probably a little risky not starting with a breaker here, but I'm going to trust the draw. I do have 8 total in the deck and 6 AI breakers. So we should be able to hopefully find some cards to get some pressure on. Oh, look at this. Look at this, folks. Yep. This is the right play. In fact, let's go for the Gusto. This is exactly where we want him with this deck. He is in big trouble. Big, big trouble. Unless he's playing Scorch and can get up. Yeah, he's in a world of hurt. So hopefully we can get some draws that will support this. Him being broke. The hemorrhage is great. The Gorman drip is perfect. Maybe I'll draw into an imp here. That would be nice. But look, I even have the deja vu for this account siphon. So he's really in trouble. Let's get this out. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a counter on the hemorrhage for that run. Yeah, I think we get the drip on the table. I am giving myself a very reasonable chance of getting flatlined here by a Scorch. But I found playing Anarch, sometimes you just got to take risks. Maybe that's too big of a risk. It is possible he's playing a Scorch NBN TWIY deck. Pretty strong draw. Pretty strong draw. Let's start putting some pressure on him. I'm excited to get some more of these viruses into play here. Pop-up window, that'll be nice to parasite. Accelerated diagnostics. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, maybe he is playing that wonky shutdown Jackson Scorch. I hate that deck, but maybe he's playing it. It's his choice. Well, I don't want to be at 4 card or less than 4 cards now, so I don't want to play one. So, oh wow. Man, I have more siphons lined up here, the deja vu. So I think we're going to be able to keep him pretty broke this entire game. We're going to be able to get a fair amount of mills here eventually. Hopefully before Jackson gets on the table. I'm going to try and get 2 or 3 of these viruses out, take another run. Or take a run into the archives. Hopefully pick up a cheap agenda or 2. Additionally, with the deck he's playing and his econ situation, if I get into a pretty severe mill mode for him, I have a reasonable chance of actually milling him for the win. I've done it several times with this deck. So, in a lot of ways, we're seeing this deck function, at least in the early game here, on all cylinders. Yeah, he's going to hate us. HQ. I thought he better put that on HQ. Oh man. Okay. Well, he's not gonna like this turn. I mean, this isn't even fair. This is account siphon at its bloodiest. At its absolute bloodiest. We are going to have to watch out for close accounts, but he's so poor. I can operate fairly effectively on a low budget. He sweeps. Yeah, that's a desperate move. Grimoire. Man, I got to be careful with my card count here. But let's get a mill. Draw. And he obviously wanted to protect something there, so let's find out. if in fact we got an agenda. Astroscript, hooray! So he has to click for credits, and I'm going to get 2 viruses every time he does that. Jackson. So, yep, we're going after that sucker right away. Jackson is obviously Noise's it's a good card against Noise. But if we can make him use 2 out of his 3, that's pretty good. Maybe we can even trash that last one at some point or mill it. And then he's really going to be in a horrible spot. He's already in a pretty bad spot. So mind you, I have played 1 account siphon. I've recursed the same one 3 times. So I have 2 more siphons to look forward to. So I want to maximize Noise's ability to mill. And the way I'm going to do that here is first I'm going to take a look at R&D. And we're going to get a free look here. Well, it costs us 1. Enigma. Now we're going to come after Jackson. I'm sure he's going to use it. I'd guess he's going to use it. Maybe he won't. So that is good. He has 2 Jacksons now in exile.
Login rejected.
He just reshuffled his R&D, so let's take another look. Sweeps week. Again, I don't want to go below 4 cards. I think we're probably pretty safe there. I'd love to play a... Man, I could play the Imp and actually mill his Sweeps week. Or maybe the Darwin. Because I really don't want him getting money, so... Rolling the dice. Definitely rolling the dice here on the Scorched Earth could really, really be a bummer if he's playing it. But seeing that Sweeps week there would have prevented him from clicking here. I just want to keep him slow. I mean, he would have gotten 3 credits, which is, you know, that's significant. Yeah, we might as well pump Darwin. Boy, look at this. Okay, so we're going to take a card there. Yeah. He said the stars have aligned for this. I agree. I agree. He's been a little unfortunate. I have so many good options here. It's hard to decide what to do. Um, but I think we need to check this out. I'd love to have my imp out right now to check it out, but I only have 4 clicks a turn. He's not going to be able to score on that next turn. So I'm going to wait to trash that with my imp. We may or may not get around to using Hemorrhage this game. With him having 6 cards in hand, it makes it a little less useful. But all these viruses are, I'm sure, making him at least think about a virus scan, which I can totally deal with. Archive memories for a hedge fund. Interesting. Okay. And now he finally gets some real protection over HQ. So we're going to keep pumping up Darwin. Might as well. We have the money to do it. We are definitely going to get this out of here. Imp is so good. Imp is so good. And I guess we can start getting a little value out of this. It's probably not going to do a ton getting 1 card out of there now, but I'd say it's reasonable for him to do a virus scan now. So at least we can get a little bit of value from this hemorrhage. Gets him down to 4 cards. So perhaps we'll have some time to whittle his hand down, or there we go, there it is. All right, perfect. Let's try and make him res this. I could really care less if he trashes a program. Toll booth! Woohoo! All right. Pretty excited about that, if you couldn't tell.
Login rejected.
Because, again, he is totally broke. So that leaves it pretty wide open to get our Joshua down. And we can get another cheap mill on him. The only thing I haven't seen is a parasite. And I would really love to have a parasite for this pop-up window in particular. Because I don't want to give him money to trash my resources. Or just free money that could be given to a Gorman drip. So let's we have 5 clicks here. Let's see if we can find a parasite. Well, you know what? Let's just start making life miserable for him. Alright, little luck never hurts. Okay, now he really has... Every choice he has is a bad choice. Every play, unless he has a Scorched Earth, every play he has is a bad play. If he virus scans, I mill him. If he trashes that, he stays broke. Oops, crap. Forgot to activate Josh. Not good. There we go. So I guess we could parasite the toll booth as well. But I want to keep him poor. Hopefully maybe we got his Jackson. We're probably pretty primed to get scanned here. So I'm going to take one of these Gorman drips. Yep, there's the scan. He didn't want this Darwin getting up close to 5. So my guess is we're probably a Knight's draw away from winning this game to get on that toll booth. And again, I'm going to try and maximize my milling leverage here. So we see a wraparound. He doesn't know we have a corroder, but I'm just going to go ahead and mill it. He's guessing the games don't go this way. If I get to dictate the game, I certainly do. The games do go this way. So, okay. Like I said now, I've got an access. I saw the wraparound. Install the imp. Mill the wraparound. Access another card. Imp that card. Now we're going to get another access here. So we're effectively able to see 3 cards in one turn with the imp. And he's going to like that Archive Memories. He's probably going to use it right away. Interns. Is he going to intern some ice back out, maybe? He's got 12 cards left, by the way. $10 cards milled. So let's see. Let's see what he put here. Wraparound.
Login rejected.
So I have the corroder. I could just go into his R&D here. Which I probably should, honestly. But let's see. Guess we'll get some money. We're gonna keep drawing. I have a lot of ways that I could probably finish him off here. Another data leak reversal would be pretty sweet. I can probably a Knights would ensure that I can keep siphoning him. Look how much value we've gotten out of this Josh this game. Just awesome. Josh is a good card. Didn't really understand how to use Joshua B until I started playing this deck. Because if they're poor, having a resource to trash is so annoying because they can't further what they're trying to do. So he's going to desperately try and build a remote here. I mean, yeah, we might as well just try to go for the win, I guess. And there it is. His biggest mistake was leaving HQ open. And quite honestly, I mean, I understand he was probably in a tough spot with maybe his ice situation early. And there's keyhole and medium digs that he has to be worried for. But I don't know. Siphon is just so prevalent that I think you got to play against it no matter what, almost. Either way, he was in a tough spot all game, but that's pretty cool. You got to see a noise deck in action. That's been pretty strong. It's probably the best noise deck I've seen. So, hope you enjoyed it.